Hey everyone, I'm Summer, and welcome to my channel. Have you ever struggled with character color schemes? Do you feel like your character designs are missing that certain je ne sais quoi? Don't worry. Today I'm going to take you on a journey into the fascinating world of complementary colors and unlock the magic of color in character design. You'll see just how simple and powerful color matching can be. The following is the main content of this video. Before we dive into our color adventure, let's review some color basics. Color isn't just what we see with our eyes, it also conveys emotions, atmospheres, and visual guidance. And complementary colors are one of the most magical elements in the world of color. The most basic 12-color wheel is made up of the three primary colors red, yellow, blue, which can't be mixed from other colors. By mixing these primary colors in pairs, we get the three secondary colors orange, green, purple. Further mixing gives us even more colors. The color wheel helps us understand the relationships between colors, such as analogous colors, adjacent colors, contrasting colors, and complementary colors. You can check out my previous video for more on color-contrast relationships. Then, let's talk about color emotions. Color isn't just a visual experience. It can also convey emotions and atmospheres. For example, red usually represents passion, energy, and danger. Yellow symbolizes sunshine, happiness, and hope. Blue gives a feeling of calmness, stability, and mystery. Green reminds people of nature, vitality, and tranquility. Purple is often associated with nobility, mystery, and luxury. And orange conveys warmth, energy, and creativity. Understanding these emotional expressions can help us better convey the atmosphere and emotions of characters or scenes in our designs, and it's the foundation for choosing colors for color matching. Today, I'm going to share with you the complementary color matching method. Complementary colors are actually very simple. They are two colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. For example, red and green are complementary colors, as are blue and orange and yellow and purple. Because of their opposite positions, these colors create a strong visual contrast when paired together, which is very eye-catching. This contrast not only gives the image more impact, but also helps us highlight key elements in our design. For example, a purple button on a yellow background will stand out prominently. So, complementary colors are a very practical color matching technique. Now that we've got the basics of complementary colors down, sometimes plain complementary color matching can be a bit too harsh on the eyes. Don't worry, split complementary colors are here to save the day. Split complementary colors refer to choosing a main color and then selecting the two adjacent colors of its complementary color. For example, if the main color is red, its complementary color is green. So the split complementary colors would be red paired with blue, green, and yellow, green. Split complementary color matching is more harmonious than plain complementary color matching. It introduces two adjacent colors to disperse the visual focus while still maintaining a sense of contrast. This type of matching is suitable for scenes where we need to balance visual impact and harmony. In color theory, split complementary colors usually involve three colors, a main color and its complementary colors to adjacent colors. However, if you want to expand to a four-color split complementary color combination, you can introduce more adjacent colors or use similar colors to enrich the matching. We can choose a main color and its adjacent color to form an analogous color combination. This combination is adjacent on the color wheel, so it is visually harmonious. Choose the complementary color of the main color and its two adjacent colors. These colors are opposite to the main color on the color wheel, but the introduction of adjacent colors can reduce visual conflicts. The main color and adjacent color usually occupy a larger area, while the complementary color and its adjacent colors are used for accentuation or support, which can maintain visual balance. Now that we've mastered the techniques of complementary and split complementary color matching, how do we apply them to game character design? That's where our two color matching rules come in: the 603010 rule and the 8220 rule. The 603010 rule is a classic color proportion allocation principle, usually used to build the overall tone and visual hierarchy of a character. 603010 refers to the proportion of different colors in the design. When matching colors and filling in colors, it is necessary to consider which color is the main color of the picture. The main color tone determines the overall style and atmosphere of the character. For example, if a character's main color tone is blue, he will give people a calm and stable feeling. Main color. This is the base color of the character's color matching, occupying the dominant position in the overall color. It is usually used for the main parts of the character, such as the main body of the costume and the main color tone of the skin. Choose a main color as the main color tone of the character, occupying about 60% of the overall character color. Secondary color. The secondary color is used to set off the main color tone and play a role in enriching the visual effect. It is usually used for the secondary parts of the character, such as the accessories of the costume and the color of the weapon. There needs to be a certain degree of coordination between the secondary color and the main color tone, but it can't be too similar, otherwise it will lose the sense of hierarchy. Accent color. The accent color is the highlight of the entire character's color matching, used to attract the viewer's attention and play a finishing touch. It is usually used for the details of the character, such as badges, eyes, and headwear. The accent color is often the most vivid and prominent color, which can break the monotony of the whole and increase the vitality and personality of the character. The 82-20 rule is a color matching principle that focuses more on the primary and secondary relationships. It emphasizes highlighting the key points and creating visual focal points. 20% key color. The key color is the most important part of the character's color matching. It is usually used for the key parts of the character, such as weapons, special equipment, and iconic features. The role of the key color is to attract the viewer's attention and highlight the core characteristics or personality of the character. 80% base color. The base color is the background color of the character's color matching, used to set off the key color. It is usually used for most parts of the character, such as the main body of the costume and the skin. The tone of the base color is relatively soft and won't be too eye-catching, but it needs to form a good match with the key color to jointly create the character's overall style. Comparison of the two rules. Different focuses. The 603010 rule focuses more on the sense of hierarchy and overall harmony of colors. By matching the main color tone, secondary color, and accent color, it creates a rich and harmonious visual effect. The 80-20 rule focuses more on highlighting the key points. By contrasting the key color and the base color, it makes the key characteristics of the character more eye-catching. Different application scenarios. The 603010 rule is suitable for characters that need to create complex visual effects, such as characters with rich costumes and equipment. The 82-20 rule is suitable for characters that need to highlight a certain key feature, such as characters with weapons or special abilities as highlights. In character setting, designers can flexibly use these two color matching rules according to the character's style, personality, and the overall art style of the game to create unique and attractive character images. Next, I will share my way of color matching. This is a character that I didn't finish drawing before. I finished the line drawing before. Then the base color of the inherent color was filled in, and I'm going to use this diagram as an illustration. Share with me how I approach color matching. The color of the existing picture can be left unattended for the time being. I just use different colors. Divide the various parts of this character's body into areas. This is also more convenient for filling in new colors. You can do one first. The color relationship of the 80-20th rule in color matching. The 80-20th rule of color matching is usually applied in normal circumstances. Be able to make a combination of achromatic and chromatic colors. This combination is relatively common. Then we can choose a color that we like. I'll choose a blue one first. Choose a blue color as the 20% key color part. Then add achromatic colors of different lightness. Black, white, gray. You can take a look at this blue one. The saturation is relatively high and the lightness is moderate. If this color is not adjusted, then we'll choose the achromatic one later. You can choose a color with a slightly higher lightness than it. Meanwhile, choose one or two more. A color with a lower lightness than this one. In this case, convert this color card to a black and white state. Then we will be able to see there are differences in lightness on this color card. We begin to choose the blue part, and the selected dark gray color brightness is closer. At this time, one of these two colors needs to be adjusted. The lightness of the blue can be increased, because after blue itself turns into black and white. the lightness value of this color will be relatively lower. So we move from this stage of inherent color, increase the saturation of its color. It could be higher. In this case, the blue color will also appear brighter because we do the combination of achromatic colors and chromatic colors. There needs to be a stronger contrast between colors. If we adjust like this, the color will have a stronger saturation contrast than the first group. This blue will appear brighter. Switch to black and white again to take a look. In this way, the 4 colors on this color card will have a distinction in lightness. This is a relationship of lightness that needs to be considered when doing color matching. Then the next step is to fill in the colors. The achromatic part, as the base color, accounts for 80%. We can also increase the layers of colors again, like between these 2 grays. You can add different brightness changes. We can also add brighter colors close to white. Add another color and a color block. We increase the gradation of colors through different shades of gray after the color card has been selected. Then you can fill in the colors from this color card into the picture, according to a proportional relationship of 80% and 20%. To fill in the color, you need to first select the main color. Its area needs to be filled larger. Then we can choose a color with a slightly higher lightness as the main color. I still want this character to look cleaner, because this design is still relatively beautiful. I started with this picture. The dark color was chosen as the main color. The area of dark colors is relatively large. So we can change our train of thought. Use light colors as the main colors. The whole white can be filled in, or fill in a gray one. The part of the skin can be left unchanged for now. The part of the sock, the 2 legs can be made in different colors. The dress is also in a lighter color. The remaining parts, we can still retain the deep colors. The blue part, we can set it in the area of the collar. Decorative lines can be made of metallic silver material. Looking at it now, the saturation of this blue is still a bit high. When designing the color card, I don't think he has too many problems. But after filling this color on a person, because of adding the color of the skin, this color will feel rather jarring. We can change the color of our hair first. Then check if the blue color needs to be adjusted in terms of lightness or saturation again. The part of the hair, we can also use the colors in the color card. For this part of the hair, we can choose a bright gray. I did use some color gradients in some places. A little blue relationship can be added to this part. The area around the eyes can retain the yellow color. Blue can also be used. If yellow is retained, blue and yellow have a relatively strong contrast relationship. The part of the eyes and the blue color will have a visual contrast. Choosing blue for filling can make this color appear a little more uniform. Both of these 2 methods are acceptable. Then we can keep the yellow plan for the time being. For the decorative elements, we can change it to silver. When making the materials, it can also be made into a lustrous silver metal. The color of this part of the shoe is a little indistinguishable. We can change the shoes to white. In this way, the decorations on the front of the shoes can be separated. For metallic colors, it is better to choose colors with low lightness. You can take an overall look at the relationship of colors. After replacing all the other parts of the body with achromatic colors, blue doesn't seem particularly striking either. The area of the blue collar part can be reduced a little. The area of blue can be reduced by adding patterns. Some blue can also be added to the area of the skirt to complement the color. Some linear decorations can be added. This way won't damage the overall relationship either. The semi-transparent area can be retained. So this is a color scheme following the 20 or 80 rule. The lower part of the skirt, if you want to add more layers, it is also possible to apply some small areas of linear colors in the lower part. White is the main color. The area and size covered by this color in the entire picture can be made larger. This part, including the top decoration, can also have a little more white added. It can be drawn with linear elements. Not too much area. If the area is too large, this color might be rather jarring. This color matching method is still relatively simple. Then let's try to use it again next. A color matching relationship of complementary colors. Complementary colors have a diagonal of 180 degrees on the color wheel. When making a color card, I will choose a favorite color first. Choose a rose red one. But this color will be rather jarring when drawn on the picture. After choosing the color, I will adjust the lightness and saturation of this color. Generally, this kind of color is more vibrant than vibrant colors. I will increase its lightness and appropriately reduce its saturation. I will choose a slightly milder color perception. Rose red and green are a group of colors with a contrasting relationship. Put these two colors together. Looking at the color blocks alone, the colors may seem rather unharmonious. Even by changing the lightness and saturation of a certain color, the color still looks rather jarring. So we can change green by reducing its lightness and adjusting its saturation. It can be adjusted using the hue saturation tool. After the lightness is increased, the overall color will look slightly more harmonious. The color will also look cleaner. Then these two colors are definitely not enough. We can also enrich the color card by adding achromatic colors. I choose to adjust within the existing hue species. Add a color with a slightly higher lightness and relatively lower saturation. I chose rose red for the hue of this color because we want the rose red tone to be the main color of the picture. So when adding other colors again, the priority is still to choose a color mainly in rose red for color variation. So here I have chosen a color with high lightness and relatively low saturation. The dark parts are also mainly rose red. I reduce the saturation and lightness of this color. In this way, a new color card is obtained. If such colors are filled in the picture, the colors will be relatively harmonious. Meanwhile, colors also have a certain contrast relationship. If you still want to add more colors, it is possible to add achromatic colors, black, white, and gray colors. Let's still convert this color card to black and white to check the overall lightness relationship. There are three colors whose lightness is slightly indistinguishable. So the lightness of the gray color can be appropriately reduced a little. Change a lightness difference of the color by adjusting the saturation and lightness. In this way, the 5 colors in the color card have lightness differences. Coloring also involves choosing one color as the main color. We can choose bright pink as the main color. Use it for large-scale area filling. The hem of the skirt can be kept in gray. Dark fillers can also be used. The part of the ribbon at the back, I still choose a slightly brighter color. It looks cleaner this way. Hair can be filled with a green. In this case, the hair will be brighter. Take an overall look at the color relationship. The change should still be changed to a dark color. The pink color in the picture doesn't look particularly comfortable. We can adjust its lightness and saturation. The color can look more comfortable after adjustment. The part of the hair is the same too. Adjust the brightness. While adjusting the lightness, the saturation of the color will also be appropriately reduced. In this way, the entire picture will look softer. The yellow color for the eyes is not particularly appropriate now. A neutral purple-tinged color can be chosen for filling because purple and green have a relatively strong contrast relationship. Choosing a purple part of the face will create a relatively strong contrast. There will be a faint contrast of warmth and coolness between the purple of the eyes and the pink on the neck. Purple and green have a strong color contrast. In this way, there will be a stronger color change in the local area. Some decorations on the head strengthen the relationship of lightness-contrast. Some gradients can be added to enrich the layers of colors. Some linear decorations can also be added to the ribbon at the back. Add some light colors to the skirt. It would be more appropriate to use bright pink for the top decoration. The main color is still bright pink. The edges can be appropriately increased with a little brown for variation. Then, in this way, we have another color combination with a different feeling. The decorative part can increase the area of gray. When rendering these grays, a metallic texture can be achieved. When we use contrasting colors or complementary colors, when making the most basic hue of a color card, it is not possible to directly fill in the color with the color selected from the color wheel. First of all, the harmony of colors is needed. Under normal circumstances, adjust by changing the lightness and saturation of the color. Such colors that are not easy to reconcile become milder. Although this picture has been harmonized with colors from the initial color card, but after filling it into the picture, due to the proximity relationship between different colors and the differences in area between different colors, it will produce a different visual experience on the picture. So when filling in the color, even if there are well-made color cards, It is also necessary to make fine adjustments to the colors in the picture to ensure the overall visual effect of the picture. The part of the sock, it seems that this place has been forgotten to be colored. You can fill in a pink one. Or for this part of ours, let him go barefoot. The leg part. You can also make some metal decorations for her later. It's not particularly comfortable after the pink color is filled in, or a white or other achromatic color can be added to the color card. If white is added, the white decorative lines on that dress might need to be strengthened further. There are still some white patterns on the sleeves. Then we can keep this pattern. In this way, one more white color has been added to the color card. Then the color card of this picture will have certain changes. Now, the color of the final determined color card will be milder. Let's make another color combination that is split and complementary. First, choose the most basic pair of complementary colors. I choose the group of colors, orange and blue. Take orange as a main color. Next, let's split the blue. Splitting blue will result in cyan and dark blue. Then there are three colors, such as orange, cyan, and dark blue. The colors of these three colors also need to be used. Adjust the saturation and lightness. The saturation of the orange color is already relatively high. We can reduce its saturation. This cyan part also has a relatively high saturation but a relatively low lightness. This color is drawn in the picture. It is easy to make the picture appear rather focal and dark, so you can adjust the saturation and lightness of this color. The brightness is slightly increased. Reduce the saturation appropriately. In this way, the color can also appear cleaner. Dark blue is also low in brightness and high in saturation. The color will also be rather burnt, so change its lightness and saturation in the same way. The brightness should be appropriately increased, because after this dark blue is transformed into black and white, the lightness value of the color will be relatively lower. In this way, the color can be slightly softer. The colors on the color card will also look more comfortable when the three colors are placed together. It looks much softer than the color on the left. We can add some more variations in color. The blue or cyan parts can be used. Choose a color block to change its lightness. The saturation can also be appropriately reduced. Make this color appear a little grayer. This increases the saturation-contrast relationship between colors. 4 colors are sufficient to fill in the picture. If you think the color is not enough, you can also add more color blocks. I choose this dark blue to reduce its lightness. Add a darker color to the color card. In this way, a color card with 5 color blocks is obtained. Next comes filling in the colors. When coloring, it is not necessary to use the initial orange as the main color of the picture. We began to retain orange when making color cards with a split and complementary relationship. When filling in colors, color combinations can be made based on the existing color cards. At present, the color cards are still mostly in the blue series with color fission. The orange series has only 1 color block and occupies a relatively small proportion, so blue should be the main color for the design of this character. Choose a good color tone. Then the colors can be filled into the picture. The whole part of the skirt is made blue. In that case, blue occupies the largest area in the entire picture. The decorative part on the waist can be made green by us. Dark blue can be made into socks for it. The 2 legs can be drawn the same. It can also be different. This part of the metal doesn't move. The part of the hair is made gray. Decorated area. It is still filled with metallic silver as well. Orange can be placed on the eyes of the characters and small decorations. Some orange decorations can be added. After such a comparison, orange will appear brighter. The part of the shoes can be chosen in a darker color. Add a darker color to the skirt. Make some colorful decorations and embellishments. The part of the waist. Let's still choose a darker color for this one. Green can be in the form of a gradient. Add a little color variation. The inner layer of the skirt can use green as the inherent color. A little bit is exposed on the reverse side. if you think the color change is not enough. In the large blue area, some gradients can still be added. Make a distinction between the colors of the upper and lower layers. Some gradients can also be added to the sleeve part. The design logic of the same set of clothing should be the same. Even some color variations can be added to the hair. Add blue to the ends of the hair for a gradient. The upper part is gray. This can also increase the area where blue appears in the picture. This is another combination of colors that evokes a different kind of feeling. The orange area is the smallest. It plays an embellishing role in the picture. The large area is still dominated by blue. Green is an area with some gradients. Although green looks brighter now, after completing the relationship and the overt and covert relationship, these colors will naturally darken. This is a color scheme made by using the method of division and complementarity. The split complementarity of the four colors is done in the same way. Let's start with making color cards first. Choose a pair of complementary colors. Then split the two colors simultaneously. For this group, I choose purple and yellow. These two colors serve as a basic color. Then the two colors can be split respectively. Yellow can be split into green and yellow-orange. Purple splits into blue and rose-red. In this way, a color combination of 4 color blocks is obtained. Then next, adjust these 4 colors to make the color card. The lightness and saturation of these colors can be adjusted separately. The hue remains unchanged. Adjust the relationship between their lightness and saturation respectively. For rose red, I choose a color with a higher lightness. Orange remains unchanged for the moment. Increase the brightness of the green one slightly. The saturation of the blue part has decreased. This one is somewhat similar to the second combination of rose, red, and green. Just an orange was added in the color card. The green part retains the highly saturated color. When filling the picture with colors, control the area of this color well. If the area is not particularly large, this highly saturated color can be retained. Then a high brightness color close to white can be added. In this way, the color card is made. Fill the picture with colors quickly. Here, I'll quickly play the process. The process is the same as the previous several schemes. That's all for today's sharing. I hope this video has been helpful to you who want to learn digital painting skills, and I also hope that everyone can feel the joy of painting during the process. I will bring you more wonderful content. Stay tuned.